I was talking with a few people during the break here. JV kids don't get enough matches nowadays.
No. We got a tournament here to wrestle, so let's wrestle.
Exactly. And Justin Denner, the assistant coach at Crestwood, said all 21 kids for the cadets got to wrestle in this tournament today. And Ellingson with the takedown, and it's a 2-0 lead for him here at 126. Ellingson wrestling his teammate Judd Grover. He has him on his back. And the fall. So Owen Ellingson with the fall in 51 seconds. He will get fifth here for the Crestwood JV. So 132 coming up here. This will be Matthew Fullhard and Jacob Black. Matthew Fullhard for Decorah and Jacob Black for Riceville.
And Jacob Black is a 12-5 kid and a senior.
Yeah. But in a fifth place match.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah. But
Black was he was the 5 seed too.
And actually, well, 4th or 5th.
Yeah, either or. By the way, going into this thing's going to be a pretty good team race this afternoon. Going into the placing matches, Crestwood with 190 points, Cedar Falls with 189.5, Dubuque Hempstead with 186.5, Decorah with 151, Crestwood with 57, Central Elkader with 39, and Riceville with 37 points. So the top 3 teams being separated by 4 points going into the placing matches. Not too bad, Dave Amdahl.
No, pretty tight here. And it's kind of tight toward the bottom, and it's
yep.
2. Who's gonna finish 7th? And so we got kind of a fight at the top, fight at the bottom, and I think we're going to be stuck in the middle.
Yep, and pretty much Decorah will get 4th place this afternoon. They can't be climbing any higher than they are right now, as the Riceville kid with a 2-0 lead, Jacob Black for Riceville on Matthew Fullhard of Decorah. 54 seconds left here in the period. The score is...
And Black,
Black
with the cradle.
2-0, and he's got it cradled up, and Fullhard has 40 seconds to try to kick out of this thing.
That'll lock pretty tight. He's going to come over with the leg. He hasn't got the leg yet, so Matthew can do a lot of kicking. There you got it there.
And Black will get the fall in 1:31. So Black will finish 5th and Fullhard 6th at 1:32. So let's move up to 1:38.
And that's an 8-man bracket. So
yep,
full 8. So
Garrett Steffen and Ted Hilgerson. Steffen, a Cresco JV kid. Hilgerson from Central Elkader. So that will be the matchup here at 138 pounds. We are in the placing matches here at the Flanigan. I'm glad you're with us at KDECradio.net.
And both of them stepping in after a shot there, but too far away, and Helgerson backs up.
A pretty efficient run tournament this afternoon, as you would expect with 7 kids, but a lot of kids getting an opportunity to wrestle today, and a lot of area kids sent kids to the JV tournament at Turkey Valley, but you didn't get matches in this weekend. You either weren't healthy or you weren't trying enough.
Yeah, Helgerson in after a takedown, but Steffen has grabbed a leg, and it looks like Steffen's going to come up on top after Helgerson's shot. But, some of the teams, I think, particularly Central Elkader and Riceville, are pretty short of wrestlers. I didn't count them. If you did, I'm not there, but that and then of course we have one open spot because we simply have 7 teams. But
I think between Central Elkader and Riceville, I don't even know if they would have filled a whole team themselves. So and that's one of the things as you look towards the future of wrestling. It's just there are some places where the numbers are short. I was talking with the official Mike Denner in between here. He did a duel down at Ackley, Geneva, Wellsburg Steamboat Rock. They introduced every kid in the wrestling program on a parents' night when he was down there. They had 2 junior high wrestling kids. at 1A school.
My goodness sakes.
Yeah, that kind of scares you for the future of this sport. I mean,
yeah, that's not very good numbers.
It's one of those things where I don't know if there's a happy medium that you can reach, because part of it is I think if you can expose kids at a young age and get them to develop a love of the sport, that can help out a lot. But I think you're finding a lot of kids getting overexposed to wrestling at too young of an age. And I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I can't speak, not being a parent myself, but...
So you think maybe that there were a lot of kids at Ackley Geneva that used to wrestle and aren't doing it anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know about that either.
It just scares you for the future, though, Dave.
I kind of doubt that, but yeah. Well, the whole, if the community doesn't put any importance into it, it makes it hard to get kids out.
Yeah. That's a very fair point.
If it is the thing to do, then kids will do it.
A 2-1 lead here for Stefan over Hilgerson. Start of the second period in the fifth place match at 38, by the way.
It is not an easy sport.
Nope.
It is probably, I'm going to say it's the most difficult, and I have a great respect for swimmers and cross-country runners and those folks, because they have to take super conditioning. But if the fact is, if they slow down and don't do their best, people just pass them. If you slow down and don't do your best here, the other guy pounds on you.
Yep.
So it's tough, and now we got Helgerson with Stefan on his back. I think he picked up 2. And referee Denner holding him on his fingers. Helgerson still has the ball in chain, so he's not going to give him the points until he lets that go. And then they're out of bounds, and he gives him the 2.
So it's a 5-2 lead with 1:02 left here in the second period. We are wrestling one mat at a time here in the fifth place matches, trying to alleviate some of the potential time constraints we would have for third place matches.
Yeah, they'll wrestle third place and probably in first place together, and they don't want to interrupt the finals because you got to give some rest to the kids in the third place match.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to have 45 minutes between matches, so we're going to kill some time and wrestle off fifth anyway. And 28 seconds left in the second period. Ted Hilgerson ahead of Cedar Elkader Central, ahead of Garrett Stefan. Cresco.
5-2 the score, 22 seconds left here in the second period. We'll run down some of the finals matches here going on this afternoon. The first 3 weight classes, it'll be Decorah and Cresco in the finals. At 1:06, it'll be Michael Millage of Crestwood and Philip Eady of Decorah. At 1:13, Ryan Stefan of Crestwood and Joe Kanoki of Decorah. Those are 2 weights where the seeds held true. Brandon Mayer of Crestwood at 1:20 will take on Carter Hubka of Decorah. That's a 1 versus a 3 seed there. At 1:26, Nathan Feldman of Dubuque Hempstead. The top seed will wrestle the second seed Blake Halstead of Cedar Falls. 7-2 the lead now for Hilgerson. He's got his man on his back with 1:40 left here in the period, and Hilgerson will get the fall. So Hilgerson for Central Elkader ends up with the second period fall on Garrett Stefan for the Crestwood Cadets JV. At 1:32, Chase Lenhard of Crestwood will take on Reese Howder of Dubuque Hempstead. 1 and 2 there. 1 and 2 at 1:38, Daniel Kelly of Cedar Falls and Trey Pekanowski of Crestwood. At 1:45, Tyler Thomas of Cresco and Ali Almabouk of Cedar Falls. That's 1 and 2 there. Neil Clement of Crestwood and Sam Lindeman of Cedar Falls. 1 and 2 at 1:52. As we got a Decorah kid out on the mat here at 45, Cole Christopher out with an early takedown. Alec Felstrel at 160, the top seed, will take on Carter Kramer of Dubuque Hempstead. At 170, Brandon Haas, the top seed, will take on Trent Willison of Cedar Falls, the 3 seed. At 182, Kevin Pape of Dubuque Hempstead will take on Chase Cook of Cedar Falls. At 195, Alex Freeberger of Dubuque Hempstead will take on Race Willett of Cedar Falls. At 220 pounds, Gannon Grimmel of Dubuque Hempstead will take on Kenny Orr of Central Ocator as Christopher has his man on his back.
Yeah, he's got it pretty tight to it. He's lifting the head off the mat. Got the arm extended, trying to put the elbow in the ear. And I don't know how Getch is really keeping his eye, and he isn't. He's got the fall there with 52 seconds left in the period.
Fifth place win for
Cole
Christopher on the day, and he was seated 8th, or seated 7th, I should say.
No, that would be 8th if you were seating down that far.
Okay.
So, but I'm sure there was
7-man bracket though.
Yeah, also that's true.
Alan Iverson for Crestwood at 285 will take on Alex Stout of Cedar Falls. So you have 12 weight classes where you have the top 2 seeds, and the 2 where you don't, you have the 1 and the 3 seeds. So seeding meeting was done pretty well today.
Seeding meeting was pretty successful today, which is kind of surprising to me because you've got so many kids who haven't wrestled each other, and you've got a lot of kids with pretty even records, and you've got a lot of kids with some really not great records either, but almost the same as you get through the top 4 wrestlers. So it's often hard to put those where they belong. But looks like they've done a great job. Hats off to the coaches. Now we're up to 195.
It's almost like Dave Amdahl was running the seating meeting today.
You always like to do it this way, but it doesn't always happen.
At 195, we are at 195 here in the 5th place matches. We got Dubuque Hempstead and Crestwood taking on one another right now.
Adam
Rang for Dubuque Hempstead, and Peckham for
Sawyer Peckham
for Crestwood.
And right now, Rang has Peckham on his back, and he's got the arm extended, and he's got the fall.
And Rang will get the fall here at 195. And he will get 5th place at that weight class.
And there's more at stake here than 5th place because you get 2 bonus points. You get 2 team bonus points if you're your team's wrestler, and you can get that fall. And I tell you, those 2 points, they count just as big as any other 2.
You bet. That's why wrestling is a team sport.
That's right.
So, and now we're going to be moving on to the placing matches here. I think all the 5th place matches are complete here. Or is actually Flack is going out, and he doesn't have an opponent. He'll win this one by injury default.
Injury default, yeah. That was the case for the young man Knutson in the first round. Wrestled the second round actually wrestled Gannon Grummel and got caught in that 2-on-1 Russian tie roll through. But that's worth 2 team points too.
Yep.
So
exactly. So we'll be going on to the championship bouts here momentarily.
Mat 1, championship match at 106. Michael Millage, Crestwood. Philip Eady, Cora. Mat 1.
Millage and Eady are going to be over here on mat number 1.
Mat number 2, 106 third place match. Dylan Goschak, Dubuque Hempstead, Chance Johnson, Graceville. Mat 2, 106 third place match. On deck, mat number 1, 113 third place match. Gabe Penrith, Cedar Falls. Caleb O'Connor.
All right. We will get things going here. At 106, it'll be Millage and Eady. The team scores right now going into the final. Cedar Falls 193.5, Crestwood 190.5, Dubuque Hempstead third with 186.5, and Decorah will be in 4th with 155. And Turkey Valley in 5th with 57. Riceville in 6th with 41 points. Those are your team standings heading into the championship round of things. It's Edie and Millage coming up as these two young men will meet for the first time this year. Millage at 22-1, a freshman. Philip Edie at 16-4. And Edie showed a lot in an overtime victory over Dylan Gottschalk, freshman kid from Dubuque Hempstead, at 106 pounds.
And on my mat, we'll have Dylan Gottschalk from Dubuque Hempstead against Chance Thronson from Riceville.
So you got 4 guys with at least 15 wins in this weight class, and on January 10th, that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty good, and then the seedings are right now just where they should be. Chance Thronson was seeded 4th, and he's in the match for 3rd place. And after seeing how a Gottschalk and ID match went, I'm not too sure that that's probably where he may end up. We'll see. Gottschalk looked pretty good. Of course, Edie looked pretty good too, so we'll see what happens.
And here we are underway with Edie and Millage here in the championship bout at 106 pounds. Cadets now in the black singlets. Edie in the traditional Decorah red singlet. Here is Millage getting a headlock in, getting a takedown, getting Edie on his back. He's got a 5-point move at the present time. We're 30 seconds in, and Millage will get the fall in 32 seconds on Philip Edie.
Millage is tough. We know that. And only got 1 loss on the year, 20 wins.
I believe that loss was to Noah Phi, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If that, and we've seen how tough customer Noah has been.
Yeah. Although I understand he was beaten by the Clarion kid pretty badly.
Oh, really?
So, of course, the Clarion kid was in the state finals last year too.
Yeah. So, 3rd place match going on right now. It's Gottschalk and Thornston.
And no, very kind of tight up ear to ear here. No points scored between them. And Thronson come in 15 wins, no losses. So he's obviously not a slouch. Not a slouch at all.
So Millage defeats Philip Edie in 32 seconds, and I think they're moving on to 113 on the 3rd place end of things. On my mat, this is Penrith and O'Connor. Cedar Falls versus Cedar Falls matchup here. Historically, they wait and finish up one weight class before moving on to the other.
Yeah, this is kind of unusual. I don't like it. It's something new.
Yeah. Well,
I can hear I can just see my wife. She's shaking her head up and down.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, she didn't even hear, but I know what she's doing.
So, a 2-0 lead for Penrith. They're here at 113 pounds. 3rd place match is going on both at this time. So,
over here between end of the first period, 0-0 on the 3rd place match against Gottschalk and Thronson. Gottschalk, Western Dubuque, Thronson, Riceville. Thronson starts down. Gottschalk covers. Start. Gottschalk has Thronson pretty well broken down. And tying an arm up, tying a wrist up.
Millage got the first win of the day as they win by fall in 32 seconds over Philip Edie. Gottschalk and Thorsten wrestling for 3rd at 106. An all Cedar Falls matchup for 3rd at 113, with Penrith leading O'Connor right now 4-0.
And there we've got Thronson coming out from underneath. Score 1. Makes it 1-0. Chance Thronson, Riceville.
4-0 the lead for Penrith over here on mat number 1 at 113 pounds. £113, 4-0 lead for Penrith and O'Connor. And the first period comes to a close.
We've got 50 seconds left. 1-0 Thronson yet. Both on their feet at the edge of the mat. Come back to the center now.
.155 left here in the second period as Penrith leading. So, of course, some key team points on the line for all these teams, and no matter what the placing matches will be, Crestwood not only picked up the bonus points for the championship, but also the 2 bonus points for the fall in the Millage fall over Philip Eadie.
Now 6 points altogether because there's 4 points difference between first and second plus the 2.
So needless to say, a huge win for the Crestwood Cadets. They might not have been expecting the fall there either.
No. I don't know about that. I would. Well, if I was their coach.
Well,
of course
I'm just talking up Philip, quite frankly, there. So
well,
and Penrith ended up with the fall here at 113, and he will get third place at that spot. Gabe Penrith, the sophomore from Cedar Falls, the son of former UNI coach Brad Penrith, who's working in the corner for Cedar Falls. So they got ahead here at 113, and now they're pumping the brakes a little bit. So we're still wrestling here at 113 or at 106 in the third place match. Still a 1-0 lead now.
Third period.
I guess we are going ahead at 120 with Carter Hubka. Yeah, we've got a title match going on with Brandon Mayer and Carter Hubka here at 120 pounds.
You can put both of us to work at the same time here.
Yeah, darn it.
No,
you're doing such a good job, Dave. I was just going to let you talk.
I don't know about that. You go ahead with that match on number 1, and I'll continue here with the third place match.
Mayer,
the good one.
Mayer, the senior, at 23-1. Carter Hubka is at 15-6. Hubka reaching for the shot. Mayer able to get the hips back. Mayer able to stuff the head of Hubka. Mayer getting Hubka to his feet once again, and now they break away from one another with 1:20 left here in the period.
And here we've got Gottschalk trying to come around on a Kelly, but Thronson has blocked it with a whizzer. Not given any points yet. Kelly's actually behind.
Mayer reaching for a shot on Hubka. Hubka able to get the leg away. Scoreless, 1 minute left first period.
And official Pagel waving off any choice attempts to control, and there isn't any because Thronson's back out to face him yet. I think Pagel was afraid that Gottschalk would maybe try to climb over that whizzer that Thronson had on him and get dumped to his back, so he didn't want to give any points just because he was behind him. Still 1-0.
40 seconds left here in the first period as Hubka and Mayer wrestle, as Hubka able to get to the leg of Mayer once again, but he has his head on the mat. Mayer further stuffing his head. Carter able to get that head out of there. Mayer able to circle around. He gets the takedown, now gets a half in and has Carter on his back with 18 seconds left in the period and finishes the fall. Mayer with the big move at the end of the first period and wins by a fall in 1:42 over Carter Hubka. And
we have Chance Thronson over here on mat 2 winning 1-0 over Dylan Gottschalk from Dubuque Hempstead. Thronson wrestled a masterful match, and so Ricefield gets a medal, and that's always good to see. We're at 113.
And you're yep.
No.
That'd be the title bout at 113 with Stefan and Kanoki.
Stefan's in on a shot. Kanoki's blocked it and come around behind and takes takedown.
So Thorsten gets the third place medal at 106, and Kanoki, trying to become the first champ of the day for Decorah, leads it by a count of 2-0. And we're at 126 right here on the other mat with Devin Stortz and Connor Slivka. A Decorah Crestwood matchup for third place here at 126.
We've got blood time here on Joe Kanoki and Ryan Stefan's match. Ryan Stefan, 13-3 and a freshman. Joe Kanoki, 9 wins, 6 losses, a junior. Stefan the first seed, Kanoki the second.
1:30 left here in the first period, and some blood time now for the Crestwood wrestler Slivka as well. So inactivity because of blood on both mats now.
So we had, so far seeds have come out pretty good. We did have a little upset here. Chance Thronson, the 4 seed, beat Dylan Gottschalk, the 3rd seed, but it was only by 1 point.
Yep.
It's a pretty mild upset, just 1 seed between them. And
so your places at 106, Millage first, Edie second, Thorsten third, and Gottschalk fourth.
We're back at it, and Stefan hit a nice switch to reverse Kanoki, so it's 2-2. Stefan on top right now. They go out of bounds. Real decent switch hit by Ryan Stefan.
Still cleaning up the blood at 126 from Connor Slivka and Devin Stortz. Devin right now with a 2-0 lead with 1:30 left in period number 1. This is for third at 126.
On the first place match there at 113, they go to bounds. Joe is still down, and Stefan covers.
Stortz still leading by a 2-0 margin with 1:20 left here in the period.
We've got Joe Kanoki on his feet, and they go to the edge of the mat, and they're out of bounds. 39 seconds left. First period. Championship match, 113 pounds, Joe Kanoki and Ryan Stefan from Cresco.
Here is Slivka on a shot with Devin. Devin able to roll through to this point. Now puts the legs around the head, still rolling through. No points awarded as this time, and they go out of bounds. It's a 2-1 lead for Stortz with 52.7 to wrestle here in the first period.
And we still got Ryan Stefan on top. Joe Kanoki's came to his feet. Now he goes back down again. Pretty tough ride by Ryan Stefan, good freshman. That's probably why he's 13-3. Pretty good record this time of year.
So a 2-1 lead. Devin Stortz, 32 seconds left here at 126 for third.
And we're all tied up 2-2 over here. Stefan on top of Joe Kanoki. Into the first period. Joe fighting hard to get out. Pretty good time to score here with just a few seconds left, but it looks like Stefan may be able to hang on. He's at spiral right in there now, and time runs out.
And a late takedown here at 126 for Connor Slivka. Slivka has given Crestwood a 3-2 lead as we end the first period. And mat number 1 at 126.
Mat 2, Brian Stefan starts down. Joe Kanoki covers. Stefan comes up. Joe brings it back to the mat. Stefan kind of stretched out there on the bottom. This is often one of the weaker positions for a young wrestler, is the bottom. They got to fight to get out. A lot of times, coming up through junior high, a wrestler as good as Ryan Stefan hasn't spent much time on the bottom.
Yeah.
Now we're in high school, so it's a little bit different. We'll see what Joe can do.
Joe, the junior, as compared to Ryan, the freshman.
And
it's 3-3 now with Stortz and Slivka at 126 as they go out of bounds second period with 1:41 left.
Still 2-2 here. Joe holding a wrist and backing through the crotch. Stefan has got back up to his base now. Tries to switch. Joe follows him around. They come to their feet. Joe locks up behind, and they go. They're out of bounds. And official Lundvik did a great job there. It was just actually 1 foot of each wrestler that just barely crossed the line. But hey, blow the whistle, because according to the rules, that's out of bounds. Oh, we started first there. We were going to try to. Joe was going to try to start with a spiral ride, but I'm afraid you have to have the hand on the navel, Joe. A little quick. There we go. Now Stefan tries another switch. He likes to switch. That's a basic move, and pretty good at it. But Joe blocked it. Now he's got a wrist and in through the crotch, trying to drive him forward. Going to run his face along the mat. Joe's pretty tough on top. There's 43 seconds left. Be nice if we could ride him out this period, because I don't think Stefan maybe can hold him down. We'll see. Anyway, 34 seconds left. Joe still riding tough on top. Got the wrist tied up pretty good. Put quite a lot of pressure on. And what I like to see here, there's a lot of pressure. Lots of pressure.
Devin Storch with a 6-3 lead on counter Slipka now. With 40 seconds left here in the period, and Storch restarts in the top position.
And Stefan got to his feet, tried a standing switch. Joe shifted his leg back, brought him back down to the mat. Only 3 seconds left. Joe still riding pretty tough. Got the leg tied up, and period ends. Still 2-2. And of course, Joe's choice, and he goes down. And 2 more minutes. And Joe's trying to work to his feet. Stefan's trying to get a cradle on. He's not bashful. He didn't get her locked up. And Joe, pretty good job of hand control there. Stefan working really hard to drive him forward. And trying to tie an arm up and tilt, but Joe's keeping his pace. And they go out of bounds.
And Storch still leading 6-3. He restarts in the down position here at the start of the third period.
Joe comes back center of the mat. He's down. Stefan covers. And Joe starts to stand up. Hasn't got any hand control yet. Stefan breaks him back down again. And it's going to get in a situation here. Conditioning matters.
Now legs in for Slipka. A count was started by Mike Denner, and actually he'll get 3 back points as Slipka puts the legs in and tilts Storch that way, so it's 6-6 between Storch and Slipka for third place at 126 with a minute left in the third period.
Stefan's riding tough over here. He's got Joe broke down pretty flat. Now Joe's back to his hips. There's 46 seconds left. Now Joe gets a reversal. Stefan tried just a little bit too hard maybe to turn him, and Joe come out underneath, turned into him.
And now Slipka gets the fall on Devin Storch in 5:17, so Slipka is going to get third place, and Storch will get fourth here this afternoon. And that was at 126, so Kanoki now with the lead of 4-2.
We've got 22 seconds left here, and the score is 4-2. Joe Kanoki over the number 1 seed, Ryan Stefan. And riding tough on top, got the arms tied up. Stefan gets to his feet, tries to break the hands, tries to turn into Joe, but Joe turns him loose right as the whistle blows. No point scored, so it's a score of 4-2. Joe Kanoki, the 2nd seed, over the top seed Ryan Stefan.
Good match.
Great job. Joe wrestled a pretty good kid, pretty tough, and a smart match.
So we're at 132 right now. This is a championship bout. Chase Lenhart of Crestwood on mat number 1 taking on Reese Howder of Dubuque Hempstead. Another 1-2 matchup going on here. And you've got the third place match at 120.
And Ryan Roth.
Cedar Falls. And he's taking on Waters of Cedar Falls.
Jacob. This is interesting. Jacobs Waters, Cedar Falls is the second seed. Roth is unattached.
So no score yet between Lenhart and the Dubuque Hempstead kid Howder.
This is probably a tryout match I've got.
Yeah, perhaps.
It may well could be.
If Roth gets the job done, I'd imagine the Cedar Falls coaching staff might have some discussions on the bus trip home.
Yeah. Roth has 6-3 record and Waters 9-3. But we've got 2 points there, I think, for Roth.
45 seconds left here in the first period at 1:32. No score between Lenhart and Howder of Dubuque Hempstead.
It's 3-2 red, so that'd be probably Waters, I think, is red. So he's got the varsity, Cedar Falls varsity uniform on.
Crestwood right now has 206.5. Cedar Falls 197.5. Dubuque Hempstead 186.5, and Decorah has 163 right now. Updating you on the team. Team standings right now.
And so we got a 3-3 score here between Roth and Waters, two Cedar Falls boys.
No scores. We go to the second period here in the championship bout at 1:32. It'll be Lenhart's choice. He will start down here in the second period.
We got a nice shot here by Waters from Cedar Falls to get the takedown. Make it 5-3. Both boys juniors. Imagine there's some battles in the wrestling room there.
Lenhart still in down position, working off to the side. Here is Howder. Howder able to get the arm off the back, but Lenhart gets that arm free. 1:24 left here in the second period, scoreless in the title bout at 1:32 between Lenhart and Howder. Third place bout at 1:20 going on right now. Obviously the time constraint worries not there anymore because they're running mats consecutively and not waiting for a weight class to get done before moving on to the other one. And here's a reversal for Lenhart in the title bout at 1:32. Lenhart hits the reversal, and with 30 seconds left here in the second period, Lenhart able to get the 2-0 lead. Lenhart had a leg in as Howder was able to get to his feet, and that was called potentially dangerous.
We're here, we're 5-4. Second period, Waters leading. Waters goes down. Roth covers.
Howder able to turn and face and get free and get the escape with 2 seconds left in the period. So Howder pulls within 2-1 as we go to the third. In the title bout at 1:32, Lenhart leading Howder.
Roth
and
coming
Howder
quick.
will
Roth
start
getting
down.
some back points. He's got two there.
Howder will start down to start the third period. Howder able to get to his feet. Lenhart has the leg up in the air. He's able to trip him back down. Now has the leg tied up. Tries to sit back, can't do it. Still has the leg tied up. .130 left here in the period. Lenhart still in the top position with 1:22 left here in the period. Lenhart looking for that.
Right now we're 6-5. Roth got a couple back points there, so 6-5 Roth. The JV wrestler starting on top.
Lenhart and Howder on the side of the mat right in front of the Dubuque Hempstead coaching staff. Lenhart trying to become the third champ of the day for Crestwood. Trying to win their home meet today. 53 seconds left here in the third period.
We got Waters riding pretty hard on, or Roth riding pretty hard on Waters right now, leading 6-5 with a minute 26 seconds.
Howder gets to his feet, but able to chop him back down as Lenhart with 35 seconds left here in the period. Howder working hard, but Lenhart working equally as hard. Howder trying to sneak out the back door as Lenhart gets wrapped up around the legs right now. Lenhart still has the legs of Howder with 16 seconds left in the period. If Howder can escape those legs, step over, get a reversal, he can win this thing. 9 seconds left. He tries to do it, but some pretty good hip pressure from Lenhart not letting him do it, and now the reversal is given inside of a second left, and Howder is going to win over Lenhart on a last-second reversal, 3-2.
That's got to hurt you on the home. Everybody likes to win the home tournament.
Yep.
And on my mat over here, 120 pounds for third, it looks like Ryan Roth from Cedar Falls has beaten Jacobs Waters from Cedar Falls. And but according to the uniforms that they wore, it looked to me like Jacobs Waters was the varsity wrestler. So, hey, might be a change in the Cedar Falls lineup. We'll see.
So, good match there at 132 as Howder becomes Dubuque Hempstead's first champion of the day. We're at 138, third place over on mat number 1 now. Cale Reichs and Caleb Phillips, Turkey Valley and Dubuque Hempstead.
I'm over here on mat number 2, and I've got Blake Halstead, Cedar Falls, against Nathan Feldman. Dubuque Hempstead looks like. Feldman, the number 1 seed. Halstead, the 2nd seed. Halstead, the young man that beat Devin Storks. So we'll see what happens. This has big implications for the team race, of course, with Cedar Falls and Dubuque Hempstead. Dubuque Hempstead wearing some nice gold finals uniforms. Cedar Falls got some more traditional uniforms, all red with a black stripe around like a belt. That's seems like I can remember some of the uniforms like that from the old days.
Yep. Simple.
Yep.
Do you want people to notice the uniforms, or do you want people to notice how well you're wrestling?
Well, they'll notice how well you wrestle no matter whatever you wear, but I don't see anything wrong with the old uniforms. Look nice.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Kind of like Penn State, they got a blue uniform with a white belt, and they have had for years, and they still do. And they wrestle pretty well, too.
One thing I got a kick out of was watching some social media stuff during the Midlands tournament. And, of course, Jaden DeVilvis went out there for Luther. And some Iowa fan blog site tweeted out that he didn't like Luther's uniforms because they looked too much like Penn State's. Well, you know what? If there's a program to emulate right now, why not go after that one?
They had a pretty good. Well, I don't think it's a matter of emulation. I think it's just a matter of tradition for both outfits.
Exactly. Keep it simple.
Luther has been that way for years. I think and that's just fine. And now we've got Halstead. Actually, Feldman took a shot, and Halstead came around behind, but official Denner said not far enough behind, and time is out. So it's nothing in the first period. Third place match, 126, or first place match, 126 pounds. And Halstead starts from the bottom. Second period, Feldman covers. And Halstead up to his feet, turns in, scores 1. It's 1-0. Blake Halstead, 15-5, and a senior, the 2nd seed, over Nathan Feldman, 14-5, sophomore, the 1st seed.
And Phillips starting the second period. Caleb Phillips of Dubuque Hempstead leading Cale Reichs of Turkey Valley by a 2-0 margin.
Feldman in on a leg. Halstead blocks it.
.135 left here in the second period as Reichs hasn't been able to move against Phillips, but Phillips now finally gets off to the side after 34 seconds. Now Reichs trying to put the leg in, but he's riding a little bit high against Reichs now. Phillips able to roll through, now trying to get those legs in once again on Reichs. But he doesn't have anything locked up top, so he won't be able to do anything, at least for the moment. 1 minute left here in the second period. Phillips leading by a 2-0 margin.
And we're sitting here 1-0. Halstead. Cedar Falls, second seed, ahead of Nathan Feldman. Both boys on their feet. Halstead with a 1-point escape.
36 seconds left here in the period. It's a 2-0 lead yet for Phillips, who has ridden Tom Reichs to this point. 30 seconds left here in the period.
Halstead tried a little shuck there, going around the front headlock. It didn't work. Feldman come up, face him, and the second period ends.
16 seconds left here in the period at 1:38.
Hempstead's choice, they go down.
Reichs hit for stalling on the bottom. Reichs now able to get to his feet, but Phillips able to throw him back down to the mat as the second period will come to a conclusion, and Phillips leads it by a 2-0 margin.
Now Feldman moves into a sit position, looking for hand control. And the backs in and comes to his feet. Turns, but Halstead drops right down on a leg. And Halstead still hanging on to the leg, so he's still got control. And now he's got to move up. He's got one leg. He's got to move up. He's got doing the counting. Got 5 seconds, but he's got the leg in the air now. Halstead actually broke loose from him, but Halstead dived right on, and they went out of bounds. And so there's no change in position. And so Feldman will go down yet, and Halstead will come up on top. Halstead leading 1-0.
And from a neutral restart, Phillips gets takedown on Reichs, and Phillips now takes a 4-0 lead on Cale Reichs to continue here in the third period. This is Cale, and Tom is at 132. I apologize for that.
Really good 26-pound finals here. 1-0 led by Blake Halstead. However, Nathan Feldman is on his feet. Halstead gets a stalling call. He picks up Feldman, puts him down on his knees, so Feldman bounces back up again. Now he drags him back down. Feldman keeps trying to stand up, and they go out of bounds. Feldman will be down with a minute left to go. 1-0. Blake Halstead, Cedar Falls.
Good match going on here at 26.
Yes. Well wrestled. Both boys fighting hard. There comes Feldman out on a sit out. He turns in, grabs a leg. He hasn't got the 1 point yet. Not yet. He's got the leg because Halstead came around and locked up around the waist. But now he's got it. And so it's 1-1. And 46 seconds left.
38 seconds left here at mat number 1 in the third place match. Cale Reichs trailing Caleb Phillips of Dubuque Hempstead by a 4-0 margin. And Reichs in the down position on the restart with 39 seconds left. I beg your pardon.
Halstead makes a shot from a little too far away, but Feldman locks up around the waist. Now he's coming around to the leg, trying to get a leg and a head, but Halstead clears the arm, and they come out head to head. Feldman tries to make a shot. Halstead blocks it. It's kind of underneath. Both of them head to head now near the edge of the mat. Nice shot by Halstead, but Feldman blocks it and comes around behind, and he gets the 2. And time's up. And Feldman will have won it 3-1. Nathan Feldman, the top seed from Dubuque Hempstead. wins it 3-1. And so the number 1 seed comes away, but it wasn't until the last 5 seconds of the match. So
that's 2 champions for Dubuque Hempstead now. Here at 121 pounds. So the 138 match now done, the 3rd place match. Dubuque Hempstead picks up some points there, as well as Phillips wins it 8-1.
And we're going to go to the 132-pound 3rd place match, where we've got Brock Weidenbacher from Cedar Falls, 10-6, a sophomore, against Tom Reichs, 14-7 senior. And
that number 1 in the whole 160 championship match.
this again will matter a lot in the finals. Cedar Falls, I'm sure, wants to catch up with Cresco. And
we should probably get an update on those team standings right now.
Probably tight.
Crestwood at 206.5, Cedar Falls at 197.5, Dubuque Hempstead at 190.5.
Like
those are up to date.
Tom took a finger to the eye there, but cleared it out. Come back and restart here in the center.
And we have Tyler Thomas of Crestwood at 145 taking on Ali Al-Mabouk of Cedar Falls. And Tyler Thomas out to an early 2-0 lead. Thomas did something earlier today in his match against Aaron Holt of Central Elkader. It was an 18-0 tech fall in 1:30.
Yeah, he looked pretty tough.
Oh, boy.
He really looked tough.
Dave Amdahl with the understatement of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah, that's something else. Now we've got Tom Reichs with a 2-point lead, and he's got a cradle on, trying to lock up a cradle here on Brock Weidenbacher. And he's got it, and he rolls through with it. And he's getting back points now. He's got Weidenbacher but he went through a little bit too hard, and I think Weidenbacher's going to roll through. And now he puts a half in, and so we've got 3 points, a 2-point reversal, and a 2-point near fall. So it's got it should be about 5-5.
It's 5-2. Thomas hit a 5-point move at the start of the period, and then Al-Mabouk got back and made it 5-2. 35 seconds left here in the period.
And now we go out of bounds, and coaches are out there, and they're looking at the score. And I don't know, they've had all kinds of different scores up there. They got a 4-4 now. That might have been a 2-point near fall, and so that could well be right. But because I know Tom got the takedown and a near fall, and then there was a reversal and a near fall.
5-2 the lead for Tyler Thomas here at 145. Thomas trying to become the 3rd champion of the day for the Crestwood Cadets.
So now we got a 2-point reversal for Tom Reichs, plus a 1-point technical point against Weidenbacher for locking hands on that reversal. So
Tom should be up 7-4.
Yep. And it's Cedar Falls' choice. And Tom Reichs is going down with a 7-4 lead. We're going to get a caution against Weidenbacher. We'll jump the gun.
6-2 lead for Tyler Thomas, getting out from the bottom at the start of period number 2. Thomas 22-2, the senior. Another tough kid for the men of Keith Slifka. Thomas reaching for the shot.
We got a reversal by Tom Reichs. Make it 9-4, excuse me.
And Tyler Thomas with another takedown to make it 8-2 on Ali Al-Mabouk.
And here we've got Weidenbacher coming around with a switch. Hadn't quite got it yet, but he's going to, and he does. He makes it 9-4.
And now Thomas has a half in, has the wrist locked up on the other side, hasn't got any back points yet. Now they're counting. 1:05 left here in the second period. Tyler Thomas able to get 2 back points to take a 10-2 lead on Al-Mabouk. 55 seconds left in the period, and there's an escape as Thomas lets Al-Mabouk up. It's 10-3, of course. Another takedown here could mean more bonus points for the Cadets.
And in the second period here, we've got Brock Weidenbacher on top of Tom Reichs, trailing 9-6. Got the legs in. Tom pretty well stretched out, but making no progress toward turning him. Hasn't really got, now he's trying to put a half in. Tom, pretty good job of trying to keep his head up. 27 seconds left, second period.
Out of bounds they go, as trying to get a takedown on the edge of the mat was Tyler Thomas, but he was unable to do so. So it's a 10-3 advantage now.
Now they call a stalemate there with Weidenbacher on top. Weidenbacher doing the thing I always see wrong with kids. A lot of times they put the legs in, and he stretches the legs out and stretches him out tight, but then when he tries to turn him with the half, he lets the pressure on the legs go loose. So we now are turning the hips in. When he tries to turn the hips, he takes pressure off the head. Now Tom stands up, working hand control. They fall back down to the mat, and Tom comes around with 3 seconds left to score a 2-point reversal. Pretty much Weidenbacher just kind of lost his grip and fell off, and Tom's got a pretty good sense of balance, and he keeps his head up and ended up on top. I don't know if you watch Big Ten Wrestling or anything that Gibbons commentates on. Well, I always says, the guy that's on top, the guy that keeps his head up farthest, and the guy that's on top in a scramble will generally stay on top, and that's just what happened there.
Al Mabuka restarting in the down position, trailing Tyler Thomas 10-3, and he's able to get out with 1:45 left here in the period. Of course, Tyler Thomas looking perhaps for some bonus points here for the Crestwood Cadets, as they are in a tight team race.
Now we had Weidenbacher from underneath trying to get around Tom Reichs, but in fact he was around Tom Reichs, but Tom kept a hold of the leg, and as Weidenbacher kept trying to get around behind, his leg kept bending, and they called it potentially dangerous, so no score. There's a roll by Weidenbacher, but Tom covers nicely on top, and that's where he ends up, so he's still up. 11-6 the score.
Takedown at 2 near fall points, and more near fall points going for Tyler Thomas right now. Thomas needs to get a little bit more out over the head. There it is, as Thomas has Al Mabuk on his back right now. 55 seconds left in the period. 50 seconds left in the period, and there's the fall. A big win for Tyler Thomas in 5-12, defeating a Cedar Falls opponent. So 6 bonus points right there with the win and the fall, as Tyler Thomas becomes the 3rd champ of the day for the Crestwood Cadets at 145 pounds.
We've got Weidenbacher kind of winged Tom Reichs down, and got the reversal out of it. Still pretty high though with that reverse. Makes score 11-8. Tom Reichs ahead with 34 seconds left.
And we are to the 3rd place match at 152. Cody Callahan of Dubuque Hempstead and Justin Keim of Turkey Valley.
And we've got Tom hanging on to the leg, Weidenbacher on top. Tom still leads 11-8.
Thanks, Cuz.
That's the way it's going to end up, 11-8.
Reichs with the victory at 132 pounds, so Tom will end up in 3rd state.
Did a good job. Russell Welly is actually, seated up in the fifth place, the top half of the bracket, and of course he gets beat 5-0 by Leinhardt from Fresco, but he came back and beat everybody on the backside of the bracket, finished 3rd. I've got right now mat number 2. I've got the 138-pound match. It looks like we've got
this is the championship match.
Pesanovsky
and Daniel Kelly from Cedar Falls.
Pesanovsky's got his work cut out for him, and Kelly 17-1, and Kelly looks like he's just about ready to come around behind. Pesanovsky's hanging on to arm pretty tight, but now we've got 2 points for Daniel Kelly. They ever run out of Kellys at Cedar Falls?
You know what? The sport of wrestling would probably not be as strong if they ever did.
Well, that's for sure.
Let's be honest.
That's for sure. I don't know how if this one's related to the one wrestling down in Iowa City right now or the one that's coaching, either one, but they're tough.
We're at 152, and right now
Pesanovsky come underneath a nice turnaround there for a reversal to make it 2-2. This Trey Pesanovsky has impressed me. He's 18-7 and only a sophomore, but tough kid. And now at the edge of the mat, Kelly is injured. He's taking injury time, and walking back over the coach's corner. It looks like maybe I don't know if it's a groin pull or just what it is. He's trying to catch his breath. Maybe it's back. Looks like maybe he's kind of feeling his back and trying to stretch a little bit. A drink of water, and we'll see if.
He came out there a little awkward. It's 2-0 lead over here at 52 in the third place bout.
Now you got blood time. And you got blood, and I got injury here.
Yeah. So
anyway,
we got to come up with stuff to talk about now.
When you're at a wrestling meet, that's not hard.
Exactly.
I'm pretty impressed with the way the coaches have seeded it, though. Well, a lot of these brackets had kids with almost identical records, and and a lot of them couldn't have wrestled each other because of the distances and divisions and conferences. But hey, it's coming out pretty good. A little upset there with Devin Stortz, a little upset there with Reichs, but that's why you wrestle him. Otherwise, you could just do the tournament in the morning.
Yep.
We're back. Kelly's back out on the mat. He's down now. Score 2-2. 46 seconds left first period. Pesanovsky wrestling pretty hard in Cresco. And keeping him down, stretching him out now. And working hard. Daniel Kelly, 17-1 senior. Pesanovsky's pounded, got a wrist tied up, put a lot of pressure on. And tying that wrist up. Kelly's not doing much to get back to his base. And Pesanovsky's getting out to the side. This looks like almost a stalling call, but I think I think Kelly's hurting a little bit. Certainly not moving like a 17-1 number one seed down underneath. And the time's up, and the score's 2-0, or 2-2, excuse me. 2-2.
A 3-0 lead for the Hempstead wrestler at 152. This is Cody Callahan leading Justin Keim of Turkey Valley.
And Pesanovsky's going down, and he sets. Kelly covers, and on the whistle, Kelly comes in with a half. Riding pretty straight behind. Pesanovsky starts to stand up, tries to roll through. Nice follow through by Kelly. Kelly's trying to stick a leg in. And he's got a claw ride. With a hand in the crotch there like a spiral. Now he comes up behind the arms.
48 seconds left here in the second period. Another takedown for Callahan of Dubuque Hempstead. He leads Justin Keim of Turkey Valley by a 5-0 margin.
Kelly's riding pretty tough, but he's having a little difficulty breaking Pesanovsky off his knees. And Trey Pesanovsky down on his belly now. Kelly, pretty good job. Kelly goes through the crotch, got an arm. Turning Pesanovsky towards his back, but fights off it, back to his belly. He's got a wrist tied up now, and got that arm tied up and through the crotch. He's got a ball and chain, lets that go. And it comes up with a half now, comes out to the side with it. And Pesanovsky's got to get his head up. Kelly's really forcing that half out to the side. You see why he's got 17 wins. And Pesanovsky's trying to come up, get some doing a good job trying to get some hand control, really fighting those hands hard. Comes to his feet. Kelly sticks the leg in, brings it back down to the mat. Now Kelly's got both legs in and working a power half.
Kelly, the top-ranked kid in Class 3A at this weight class. And Pekanowski putting a heck of a battle.
Yeah, he's got the half in and the legs now, the legs in the half, and he sunk the half deep. And he's getting back points, and he's got them as the period ends. So it's going to be 5-2. Daniel Kelly over Trey Pesanowski going into the third period.
And at 1:52 in the third period, a 5-0 lead for Cody Callahan of Dubuque Hempstead, leading Turkey Valley's Justin Kahn.
I think Kelly took neutral the last period here. I think he feels comfortable on his feet, and he does. Snap Pesanowski down, come around behind him. And looks like he's trying to find a cradle. I don't think Kelly wanted to go underneath Pesanowski. I think that back probably hurt him a little bit, and he felt better on top and neutral than going bottom. He was in bottom quite a little in the first period after that reversal. So wrestling a smart match, and now working for a cradle. Up pretty high and out to the side. And a lot of pressure on though, riding the wrists. Pressure with the inside wrist control. Now he comes up over the head, trying for a cradle, trying to bring that head toward the knee. Pesanowski doing a pretty good job not putting them together. Again, Kelly, a lot of pressure on top. Now he's got the wrist locked up around the waist and he's tilting. He rolled through with a tilt, and he's got the count now. He's got a 5 count, so he's got 3 more. That'll make it 10-2. So one of those matches where it's getting kind of out of control now because of the 3-point near falls, and now he's doing it again. Again, tying the wrist, tying the arm around the waist, and tying the wrist up, and
with a kid like Kelly, when it's 2-2, he just doesn't panic.
No,
I mean, not at all.
No.
And it's 9-3 now. Callahan leading Kime with 16 seconds left here in the period at 152 pounds.
Now we've got 10-2 match right now. Kelly got an arm bar on now, and now he's going to go around the head. But he doesn't have the far wrist like he really needs it. And we're going to run out of time here, and the score is going to end up 10-2. Daniel Kelly, Cedar Falls.
So that's a major decision there. And Dubuque Hempstead gets a major decision as well at 152, 11-3 over Justin Kahn.
And the major decision, of course, worth 1 extra point.
Yep.
And so we've got Kelly.
So let's move on to 160. Alec Felstrel on the mat right now for Decorah. And he is wrestling Carter Kramer of Dubuque Hempstead. Joe Kanoki, a champ for Decorah already, and Alec Felstrel is underway here at 160 pounds.
And on my match, mat number 2, I've got third place mat between Alex Ward, Dubuque Hempstead, freshman, 16-3, against Aaron Holt from Central Elkader, 2 wins, 12 losses, and a junior.
There's Felstrel getting a takedown with 1:30 left here in the first period. A 2-0 lead for Alec Felstrel. And back to the center they go with 1:25 left here in the first period.
And we've got Ward here with a take from Dubuque Hempstead with a takedown, and now he's got a cradle on Aaron Holt, and he's got Holt on his back, and he pins him. And so we've got third place winner at 145 pounds is Alex Ward from Dubuque Hempstead.
53 seconds to fall as Felstrel trying to work a tilt, trying to put a leg in. 2-0, he leads it at 160 pounds.
I'm going to have the 152-pound match, and it looks like we've got Cedar Falls against Cresco.
Neil Clement and Sam Lindeman there.
Yeah, that'll be the championship match.
Yep, 2 championship matches on the mat right now.
Same time, and Cedar Falls and Cresco here on mine head-to-head. And Clement from Crestwood is the number 1 seed, 19-6, and a junior, and we've got Sam Lindeman, 10-5, and a senior.
Felstrel able to let Kramer up, and it's 2-1. Felstrel, 33 seconds left here in period number 1. Kramer only 2 losses coming in, and Alec Felstrel with 3 losses coming in. 2 of them to the North Fayette Valley competitor on consecutive nights. Here's Felstrel looking for the big throw. Alec looking for the big throw, but he gives up on the throw chance and just steps over, covers the leg, and gets a takedown. It is 4-1 Alec Felstrel with 10 seconds left here in the first period.
And we've got Lindeman in on a takedown against Clement from Cresco. It leads 2-0.
And the period comes to a close with Felstrel leading by a 4-1 margin.
And Lindeman has the leg in, but his hips are low, his hips are down. Cresco's head hunting now. He's looking for that head, Clement. And he's got his hand up over the head, and he may come around and stack him yet. And he's got the head sucked under, and he has pinned Sam Lindeman. And Sam Lindeman from Cresco got legs a little low, and Neil Clement from Cresco. Lindeman, Cedar Falls, Clement from Cresco.
He gets the fall in a minute 19. We're started the second period neutral. Alec Felstrel with a 4-1 lead here at 160. Felstrel with the 4-1 lead here at 160. So Neil Clement becoming the 4th champ of the day for the Crestwood Cadets.
And that was a big one too, because it came against Cedar Falls.
And bonus points
and
to go along with
bonus points to go along with it. So and you know, it was a big turnaround because Lindeman got the takedown.
Yep.
Lindeman looked pretty well in control until he let his hips drop and hung his head, and Clement just hunted for it and took it.
And Felstrel with another takedown to make it 6-1. A minute 13 left here in the second period. Alec Felstrel trying to become the second champ of the day for Decorah, making sure the Vikings go 2-2.
I'm going to stay at 52 here. Third place match, it looks like, and I've got a Cresco boy here. Looks like.
I think actually this might be 60.
This must be 60, yeah. They haven't moved the scoreboard up.
I think it's
would that be Guest?
I believe this is Guest.
Guest. And
a Cedar Falls JV kid.
And from Cedar Falls, probably.
Felstrel still leading by a 6-1 margin. Guest had the kid on his back, and now Guest is on his back himself. Felstrel goes out of bounds with 26.4 seconds to play.
They're still showing. Now there's a 2. Yeah, now we're 5-4, and Guest got the takedown from Crestwood, got the takedown, and back points, and Cedar Falls. Tanner Doyle.
And towards the end of the second period, Felstrel lets him go to make it a 6-2 margin. But
Cedar Falls has Guest in a cradle and ends up pinning him while he was behind 5-4 at the time.
Felstrel gets a takedown late in the second period, so it's an 8-2 lead for Alec Felstrel.
And that was big one for Cresco, or for Cedar Falls, getting the fall. And Doyle really was no record and a 9th grader, but he came through for 3rd place and 2 bonus points there. So
1:52 left in the period. Alec Felstrel able to get the escape and make it a 9-2 margin. Felstrel trying to become the second champion of the day for Decorah here at 160 pounds.
I'm up to 170 pounds now, the championship. We've got Brandon Haas, the top seed from Dubuque Hempstead, against Trent Willison from Cedar Falls. And a little scramble out here. Looks like they're going out of bounds with it. Certainly we got 2 points here for Brandon Haas from Dubuque Hempstead.
1:30 left here in the third period.
Haas says let him up, we'll take you down again. And so it scores now 2-1.
And a penalty point awarded here for Kramer. A 9-3 lead for Alec Felstrel, though, here at 160 pounds.
And Brandon Haas comes up with another takedown. They tried to go upper body, and Trent Wilson from Cedar Falls decided discretion was the better part of valor, and he just turned toward the mat and headed down on his stomach. So we've got a 4-1 score.
In the biz, we call it bailing.
Yeah, that's right, bailing out.
So Felstrel with another takedown. 1 minute left here in the third period. Alec leads it by an 11-3 margin. He lets Kramer up to make it 11-4. Alec's been very comfortable on his feet to this point. Hasn't been able to turn him from that top position, but he has been able to take him down multiple times to this point. 41 seconds left here in the third period. Back to the center they go. It's an 11-4 lead for Alec Felstrel, and Felstrel called for the caution. Here, level change for Felstrel, but Alec able to get to the legs, but no further, and not make it work against Kramer. They go out of bounds with 27 seconds left here in the third period.
Brandon Haas has just pinned Trent Willison from Cedar Falls. He led 9-2 at the time. He's pretty dominant. He's obviously a tough 170-pounder.
That's the third champ for Hempstead today. Ross Howder at 132, Nathan Feldman at 126, and now Haas at 170. 11-4 lead for Alec Felstrel. Felstrel in on a single, switches off to a double, steps through, gets the takedown to make it 13-4. So Alec Felstrel will win by major decision here at 160 pounds. Alec Felstrel becomes the second champ of the day for the Cora as he wins it 13-4 over Carter Kramer of Dubuque Hempstead.
And we're up to 182 pounds now, and we've got Andy Lillegraven against Colin Klatt. Colin Klatt, Cedar Falls, come in unattached, of course, no record, a ninth grader, and although he was seeded fourth.
And Luke Dixon will be up for the core at 170 on the mat to our right.
And Luke actually has the number 2 seed from Riceville, Clint Eastman. But Eastman got beat by Williamson, who just got pinned by Haas. And on the other mat, we've got Andy and Lillegraven against Colin Klatt from Cedar Falls. No score in either match. Riceville got the 2-point takedown there, and over Luke Dixon. And one nice thing about Luke Dixon, we don't know. We'll see what happens if Luke ever gets on top. It's really a dangerous pinner. Andy Lillegraven out here, forehead to forehead against Colin Klatt from Cedar Falls. And Klatt tries a headlock of, oh, come on, Andy. Andy throws a headlock of his own, and he's got the 2, and he's got Klatt pretty well buried on his back, and he's got the fall. Andy Lillegraven gets the 3rd place medal there at the Cresco tournament, and that's really great. With a fall, just 22 seconds left in the first period against Colin Klatt from Cedar Falls. So great. Help the team score. And
welcome back to the Chris Flanigan Wrestling Invitational.
On the other mat, it's still 2-0 with Clint Eastman, a 13-6 senior, 2nd seed against Luke, and he's got the cradle on, and he's got Luke on his back. Time's just about up here. I think we got about 3 seconds left, and time's up. 3-point near fall, so the score will be 5-0. Clint Eastman over Luke Dixon.
For the championship.
It was Chance Thorsten of Raceville winning.
Luke's choice, he chooses neutral. I don't know. We'll see. Nice shot, nice outside. He's got his outside single working. Hit inside, outside single. Just drops down on that leg, always goes to the right. It'd be too hard to defend against if you knew what he was doing, but he did it again. So 2 takedowns here in the second period. Lizzie has to give Riceville kid a intentional release before he can get another one. Now he kind of tries to shoot straight in. That doesn't work. Score now is 7-4. Riceville ahead. But tries for Riceville gets a takedown. They had a little scramble up on top. Riceville kid had a little better balance. Tries a half. Luke's got to get his head up, walk away, and he does. Riceville kid tries to stick his. Got a ball and chain on now, and we just got to get Luke up on top or on his feet. Score right now is 9-4. Clint Eastman, a 13-6 senior from Riceville, ahead of Luke Dixon, 8-6 record. And Riceville on top and working pretty hard. 41 seconds left, second period. Dixon gets a stalling warning underneath. That's just fine. Woke him right up. It comes out, escape, make it 9-5. And I'm sure the coaches were telling him the same thing referee did, but referee seems to have more influence, I guess. But he popped right out of there as soon as he got that stalling call. He's tried for a headlock, doesn't make it, and it's Riceville kid locks up, and they're fighting, and Dixon tries a headlock on the way down and comes back, and he gets 2 points with 5 seconds left on the scoreboard. He's got him in control. They roll out of the edge of the mat there, and there's no time left. And it looks like we might get penalized. Luke is going to get penalized 1 point for locking hands to make it 10-7. 3-point match though, and it's Riceville's choice, and Riceville goes down. That's good. We like to see that, I guess. I really have a lot of faith in Luke on the top position, so we'll see what he can do. I hope Riceville thinks he's got it won and lopes around down there. And Luke has him pretty much extended here and stretched out, and Riceville's not doing much. I think he's coasting. And Luke comes up around the head, lets Riceville go. Get out of position, makes it 11-7. They're both on their feet right now. So Luke's got to set up that. Now he tries for an ankle pick. They're scrambling a little bit. Luke has his head, doesn't have anything locked up, and Riceville comes down on top. Make it 13-7. And Riceville on top now. Clint Eastman. And riding Luke pretty hard. Luke turns into him, but he gets caught in the turn. Riceville catches the head, plants him right on his back and pins him. So Eastman gets the fall with 1 minute and 7 seconds left. And pretty good battle there. Luke just didn't get the opportunity to get Eastman on his back and finish the job. But a pretty good battle up until that wrong turn at the end.
And that Eastman was the 2 seed going in there.
Yeah, he was not chopped liver by any means. So he ends up third instead of second.
And we have the title bout at 182 coming up on mat number 1. Kevin Pape of Dubuque Hempstead and Chase Cook of Cedar Falls.
And looks like I've got on here 195 first place.
Correct.
First place match between Alex Freiberger from Dubuque Hempstead, the number 1 seed, against Royce Willett, Cedar Falls, the number 2 seed. And my match is 3-2 with Freiberger ahead. Freiberger, the number 1 seed. Freiberger sits out, turns, comes in for a 1-point escape. They're scrambling out there, and they come up face to face, and that makes the score 3-3. Looks like we've got a good match here. Freiberger's 12-8, and Willett from Cedar Falls is 8-4. And again, final team score implications with Cedar Falls in this match.
And Hempstead, for that matter.
Yeah. Like we've got Hempstead and Cedar Falls both matches going. 82 and 95.
0-0 between Pape of Hempstead and Cook of Cedar Falls.
And, we're just fighting for position here. Cedar Falls has underhook and underhook and collar. And Freiberger is trying to Dubuque Hempstead working ahead. They break free and Freiberger collar ties.
Scramble situation here, 30 seconds left, and a stalemate ruled by Dwayne Lundfit, 0-0. 80 here at 82 between Pape and Cook.
A little slide by tried over here by Willett from Cedar Falls. Doesn't work. They're face to face. Oh, freight train double, but tried by Willett. Freiberger gives ground, backs up, and nothing, and they go out of bounds. So, good scramble. Good scramble. Hard shot there by Willett, but Freiberger backs off, backs out of it, gives ground.
And scoreless at the end of the first period here at 182 between Kevin Pape and Chase Cook.
Freiberger, the Dubuque Hempstead boys, a little bit taller than Willett. Willett's a little stockier. And end of the period, end of the last period, 3-3s. We're gonna go overtime here. 3-3. Sudden victory. And both of them alternating between collar ties, and now we've got Willett's got it locked up around the back and threw Freiberger to the mat. A nice throw. Willett locked up on him and threw him through. Freiberger rolled through, so there was no back points or anything. But Race Willett of Cedar Falls is the champion at 195 pounds.
And that is only the second champion out of 6 matches thus far for Cedar Falls in the finals. And at 82, still scoreless between Kevin Pape of Dubuque Hempstead and Chase Cook of Cedar Falls. 5-man bracket today.
I'm at 220 here, and we've got Kime from Turkey Valley just getting pinned by
Noonan
Jacob
from,
Noonan of
JV kid.
JV Dubuque Hempstead. And that was just one throw and one and done. One throw and done. So, but Scott Kime, who actually 4 wins, 16 losses, and a sophomore, was really seeded down there, 7th place at the bottom against the second seed first round. He's fought his way to 4th place.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. And
if you wrestle at or above your seed, you can't complain too much.
Not too much. Not too much. As coaches, we always look for that. We kind of got on kids when they fell too far below that benchmark. Over here, it looks like we've got Alan Iverson from Cresco against Alex Stout of Cedar Falls. Title match at 285.
A 1-0 lead now for the Cedar Falls kid here at 182 pounds. Another takedown now for Cook of Cedar Falls, and Cook leads the top seed Kevin Pape by a 3-0 margin.
We've got Alex Stout, 3-2 record in second seed against Alan Iverson, 8-4 record in first seed.
And Kevin Pape has some blood time over here.
We've got both boys tied up, kind of under hooks and under over ties, and Now we've got Iverson with a collar tie, as does Stout now. He moved into that. Forehead to forehead. Now they're a little bit ear to ear. Stout is backing up, trying to shake Iverson around. Again, a battle for position with these heavyweights. Nobody plans on taking a shot right underneath.
Yep.
Anybody wants to be there, but they're trying to move them out of position. They can get an angle on that shot. And so far, both of them pretty good at moving their feet. I think Cedar Falls might have a little advantage there. A little taller, lankier. Might be just a little bit quicker, but Allen Iverson, pretty solid heavyweight. And of course, Kresko had a pretty good heavyweight last year too. So he fought in the wrestling room to get to this point, and he's making the best of it. Allen Iverson, Kresko Senior. So yeah, kind of an ear-to-ear tie. And time period's over. Whoa, nothing.
And that's where that was Josh Miller a year ago. Got to talk to him. He was at the girls' basketball game a little bit last night. Awfully good kid. Didn't take up wrestling till his sophomore year in high school. And ended up having a pretty good experience.
Pretty solid, that's right, pretty solid. And Stout went underneath. Iverson on top. Stout switches, comes out, faces him. Comes up now. Iverson tried a headlock. Stout come along behind him. Slipped the headlock, Stout come up behind him and got two. So we've got 3 points for Alex Stout, Cedar Falls, on an escape and a takedown. Trying to turn Allen Iverson. Not happening. Iverson goes back to his base. One thing about these heavyweights, they can be a little hard to turn. They're pretty wide on the front side, but they're also wide on the back side. And so if they get them rolled over, it's hard for them to get off their back. And there, nice roll by Iverson. Got Stout. Stout had a waist ride, which probably shouldn't do on a heavyweight, and Iverson took that wrist and rolled him right through. So it's 3-2 now. Stout ahead of Iverson. Stout from Cedar Falls, Iverson, Kresko, and again, team score matters here.
And Pape of Dubuque Hempstead just gets a takedown with 45 seconds left here in the third period. Kevin Pape takes a 4-3 lead on Chase Cook of Cedar Falls.
And again, Cedar Falls in the battle for first needs those points. Iverson makes it. Stout gets his legs out from under. Iverson turns, but Iverson follows him.
Right now, looking at those team standings, Crestwood has 218.5. Cedar Falls second with 211. Dubuque Hempstead third with 209.
Iverson's got Stout's head. He doesn't have it locked up. And Stout pops the headlock and comes up on top. And Stout right now should have a 4-3 lead.
And Pape of Dubuque Hempstead has just won 4-3 over Cook of Cedar Falls at 182. So Pape becomes the fourth champ of the day for Dubuque Hempstead.
And score 5-2. Like Stout's ahead.
And we go to 220 on the third place end of things. Or 195 on the third place end of things. This will be Trevor Trendy of Crestwood and Daniel Ott of Decorah.
Well, we've got Iverson started down, and he came up, stood up out of that about as quick as I've seen a heavyweight move. He's pretty fast. We'll see what he can do down on his hands. He's down on his hands and knees now. Stout tried to run around him, but Iverson caught his left leg. And legs free, and around behind goes Iverson. And that gives him a 7-3 lead over Iverson. Stout comes and runs around behind. Stout is a little more mobile on his feet. He looks actually more like almost like a 220-pounder, maybe a little bit tall. Pretty big, kind of, he's not heavy, but he's a big man, and maybe it's just a little hard for him to make 220, I suppose.
Trendy has Ott on his back with 45 seconds into period number one for third place here at 195. Trendy not out at as much chest to chest as he should be. Not able to get out of it for the time being. Now Trendy hooks up the half. Doesn't have it in very tight, but does get the fall nonetheless. So Trinity wins by a fall here at 195.
Iverson here tried, man number 2 tried a headlock, but Stout slipped it. Just popped the hand up, slipped it. Stout's he's a senior. He's been around, as is, of course, Iverson, but he can feel that headlock coming, and it just got the takedown, and now Stout on top, and on the restart, we got Iverson controlling that wrist. He knows what he wants to do, but Stout isn't smart. He's going to stick it around the belly. He's got it up on the ribs, and he's out to the side. He's been rolled once. He doesn't plan on being rolled again. You can just see that he knows. Iverson, he reaches for that, but Stout drops his hips back, and if Iverson keeps going, he'd be on his back, but he gives it up. Stout really wrestling a smart match for heavyweight. He's kind of taken away the tools that Iverson has, the headlock and the roll. And consequently, he's ahead 9-4. We got about 3 seconds left, period here. And it's all, there it is. And the score was 9-4. Alex Stout winning over Allen Iverson. Heavyweight match, Alex Stout from Cedar Falls.
So that's the third champion of the day for Cedar Falls. Dubuque Hempstead with 4, and Crestwood with 4, and Decorah with 2 thus far. And one more championship to go, and that'll be on your mat, Dave. It'll be Gannon Gremmel, undefeated kid from Dubuque Hempstead, against not too bad kid himself, and Kenny Orr, Central Elkader.
Kenny Orr's a pretty good sized kid, and so Gremmel's size won't help him any here, but Gremmel's tough. He's just tough. He's got some moves, and he's tough. Yeah. Gannon Gremmel, Dubuque Hempstead 19-0, and a junior against Kenny Orr, Central Elkader 12-6, and a senior. Gannon Gremmel from Dubuque Hempstead. Gremmel in on a shot right between Orr's legs. You got Orr sitting on the mat, but his head's down. Orr thinks he can grab him around the waist and throw him over, but instead he just goes right to his own back, and Gremmel covers. And he's got 2 back points now at least, and so it should be 4-0 Gannon Gremmel. Gremmel looking for a cradle.
Over here at 285, third place match. It's Tanner Heron of Dubuque Hempstead and Cole Headington of Decorah. 0-0, 27 seconds left in the first period.
Gannon Gremmel wrapped the arms up in a barbed wire on Kenny Orr and took him to his back, but Kenny Orr slipped and rolled out of it, and he gets an escape, and he gets 1. He scores 6-1, Gannon Gremmel. Gremmel has a pretty good sense of where he's at on the mat. Looked like Orr might have had him a little trouble there, but Gremmel kept his head up and just kept out of trouble. He's pushing Orr out of bounds now, right on the edge, won't let him come back in. Now he snapped his head down, tries to go around behind him. Orr stops him. Gremmel comes up with a whizzer on the edge of the mat, and Orr's got the leg, but Gremmel's got the whizzer, and they step out of bounds.
0-0 as we go to the second period over here between Heron and Headington. Heron able to get out for the moment, but Headington down to an ankle to prevent him from going any further, and he covers him as they go out of bounds on the side of the mat with 1:50 left here in the second period.
Yeah, we've got Gremmel took Kenny Orr down to his back, getting back points now, and time is pretty close, and he's got 3. So that makes it 8-1 end of the first period. Again, and Gremmel, Dubuque Hempstead.
With the 3, actually, it's 11-1.
11 now, yeah, 11 now.
Norwegian math did you in again there, David.
Yeah, the score's a little slow.
Oh, yeah.
Getting them up there, but they got them up there now. It's been a long day for them, too.
Oh, yeah.
And
but all in all, a pretty efficiently
well run, really well run. And we, the people on the scores table, we really ought to tell them how much we appreciate them keeping the weight up there, because a lot of times we can't tell who's wrestling, especially with all these JVers in there, unless they put that up there for us.
I think there's been one time they were a little slow on that. Other than that, one out of all the matches today. That's pretty darn good.
They've been doing really good. And I know the last match they didn't have the third period up; they just stuck on second, but that's okay. They've been there a long time, and I think the officials done a great job today. Hardly anything that I found to whine about. Isn't that wonderful?
Something new, right?
yeah. No, they've been doing a fine job, all of them. Dennis Pagel from New Hampton and Dwayne Letvitt from Decorah, and then we've got Denner from
Waverly.
Waverly. So.
Yep.
Good job.
1-0 the lead for Huron here at 285. The last two matches of the day are on the mat right now.
Here we got Gannon Grimmel just had Orr by the neck and rolled him to his back, and got picked up another point, more points, make it 17-1. So Gannon Grimmel 17-1 over Kenny Orr. Kenny Orr's a pretty formidable opponent, but I think we'll see Gannon Grimmel do quite a little, make some noise in Des Moines.
So Gannon Grimmel becomes the 5th champ of the day for Dubuque Hempstead.
Yeah, they didn't have as many finalists as other teams did, but they sure made the most of them.
Crestwood 222.5, Cedar Falls 215.5, and Dubuque Hempstead 213.5. And Decorah will finish 4th on the afternoon. We knew that pretty much going into the final round of competition.
We've got Cole Headington against Tanner Heron from Dubuque Hempstead. Score's only 1-0 third period, but Heron is riding pretty hard on top. 1-0. Looks like Green.
And he has Cole on his back now.
And he gets the fall.
And Heron with the fall. And that will be a fall in 4:34. So Heron ends up in 3rd place here at 285 pounds. And let's get to those team standings as quickly as we can. And I think that fall might have made things pretty interesting, because Crestwood had a 2.5-point lead on Dubuque Hempstead prior to that fall.
Or Cedar Falls, you mean?
On Dubuque Hempstead.
On Dubuque Hempstead.
Yeah. So let's check the computer here. Our friend Tanner Burke providing it today. Crestwood 222.5 and Dubuque Hempstead 219. That was the final. So Crestwood wins it 222.5. Dubuque Hempstead 219. Cedar Falls 215.5, and Decorah finishes in 4th with 172. So that's going to do it for our coverage here today. David, your final thoughts?
Well, things went about as kind of as planned, I guess. Pretty uneventful tournament in a way. No great big upsets. We had Devin Stortz finish 4th, I think. Was he seeded 3rd? But that's only one place lower than you oughta.
Yep.
And we've had some other kids seeded go a little higher than that. So, all in all, we probably did what we could do. And we had a very interesting tournament with the team score so close all the way through.
Exactly.
All the way through. We didn't know till the final round, till the very end, whether it was going to be Cedar Falls, Hempstead, or Cresco. And quite honestly, I was a little surprised that Hempstead ended up above Cedar Falls.
Yeah, Hempstead ends up going 5-1 in the finals.
Yeah. So. That's where they won it. And many places you can win it on the backside sometimes, and sometimes you can win it on the front side.
And Hempstead got the job done on that end of things. Well, David, nice job by you as always today. And
thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to work with you, Darren. I love every minute of it.
And we'll do it again 3 weeks from today at the Northeast Iowa Conference Tournament down in New Hampton. Of course, we put these broadcast up once we have time for the computers to download it and everything. We'll put it up on our KDEC Sports YouTube archive channel, so if you ever want to go back and listen to these, you can do so at that time. So Dave, nice job by you, and we'll work together Thursday night over at Walk On this week.
Thank you much. I look forward to it.
Dave Amdahl exiting the broadcast. Our coverage today brought to you by Quandall Construction. The Crestwood Cadets going to win it with 4 champs today. Decorah comes home with 2 champs, Joe Kanoki and Alec Felstuhl. So that'll do it for our coverage today, and we thank you for logging on to KDCRadio.net.